This is Rebecca's day. She's going to cook tonight, and she's going to do one of her favorites. Take it away.
All right, everybody, we're doing a pork belly in the oven, and I'm seasoning it Mexican style with a packaged taco mix. I've got 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, and that's roughly 1 package, 1 envelope of taco seasoning. And I'm going to add, that's the juice of about 1 lime, fresh squeezed. I don't want it too watery, and I don't want it too thick either. And I've got another lime, the juice of another lime in there. So this is the pork belly. Oh, I'm sorry, I have the juice of another lime reserved for later if I decide I need to use it. This is the pork belly. John scored it for me so that that can get crispy like little pork rinds. And ignore the nipples.
If you don't know what scoring means, we just cut it just through the skin in opposite directions, like tic-tac-toe basically.
Sort of, yeah.
You can do it diagonally or straight up and down.
So we patted it dry on both sides. Now this side, this is what an uncured bacon is, basically, if you didn't know that already. So I'm not going to salt it because that taco seasoning already has salt. And I have put it in my clay pot.
Yay, clay pot cooking day.
And I put it on a roasting rack just to keep it up out of the liquids that's going to render out. And I want to just spoon my seasoning mix over here on top.
And it's very important that you use that rack because you want this to be crispy, not sitting in any type of liquids.
And I'm cooking it skin side down at first so that the top side can absorb some of that flavor and get a little crusty before I turn it over. It smells good already. Just massage it in a little bit. Go ahead and use it all. It's not like we're going to come back and need any more, I don't think. So here we go, and it's going to go in a low oven. I'm going to cook it about 325 for a few hours, actually, maybe 4 hours, and maybe lower temperature than that. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to put the top on my clay pot. And this is from Pampered Chef. Are you going to try to leave a link to that?
Yes, I'll leave a link to where where you get any type of clay pots.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That way, if you can't afford, Pampered Chef's pretty expensive. If you can't afford it, there'll be other options there.
All right, and put them in the oven about 2 hours, and I just dropped the temperature to 270, and I may drop it again. It's cooking pretty fast, that's all right. And there's the pieces of skin that we want to crisp up toward the end of the cook. You see where all the juices, or not all of them, but a lot of the juices already came down and are getting burned to the bottom of the pan. And luckily this pan has been seasoned properly, so it will clean up easy.
And you're putting it back in the oven at
270.
270. All right, see y'all in a little bit.
This is so nice looking. I've had it sitting out and resting for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
And listen to that. It's got a crust on it.
Now tell them how you cooked it.
I cooked it with the lid on at 325 for about 2 hours. And then I lowered the temp to 270 until it was done looking like this. Oh, I flipped it over and then lowered the temp until it was done and looked like this. And I took the lid off when I flipped it over. So this is the piece of crackling, and man, it just looks so good.
She got the shakes.
I'm so hungry.
All right,
So-
so we're gonna cut it.
Since he scored it, it should be easy to cut. So let's give it a shot. Beautiful.
It's crusty on both sides.
Oh yeah, let me show you the other side. If I can get under there. See that? Beautiful. Looks like ribs. And that's how I plan on eating it. Should have got the cleaver. Okay, maybe I'll eat it like pulled pork. Maybe I'll let John cut it.
Real juicy. Y'all see that? Double cut.
You may be wondering why we would want to eat a piece of meat that is this fatty. If you've ever had it, you understand why. Because it just melts in your mouth. It is so rich. It doesn't take a whole lot. And it is so good, so delicious. It's good cold. There's a grocery store near me that makes it, and we eat it.
All right, we're gonna do a taste. We're gonna build our plates and do a taste test.
Everything looks terrific. It's wonderful meal. It smells so good.
Got the crust and skin and all. Crunchy on both sides.
That is so
In the
good.
middle, just melts in your mouth. If you hadn't tried pork belly, other than regular bacon, you're missing out. It's so good. It has its own flavor. Delicious.
It does. It's just the richness of it. I would say it's like the ribeye of pork.
Cooked perfect in that clay pot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's an oven within itself.
Right.
So done good in there. So hope you enjoyed this. If you want to look at some clay pots, I'll leave a link to some on the end. They're fun to cook with. We did ribs in them and roast and
Do some research on them. Look at some of our other videos about them. We wrap the ribs in plastic wrap
Yeah.
and put them in there.
I mean, you have to take care of them. You have to oil. They're like about like a cast iron skillet. You really have to take care of it. Sometimes you have to preheat it depending on what you're cooking in there, and you got to keep it oiled and everything else. So
Well, as long as you're cooking something like this.
something like that.
Yeah, you don't have to
But
oil
there's a
it.
lot of stuff you do have to oil.
Correct.
All right, and that oil in there that we cooked this, that good season for it.
Yep.
All right, hit that subscribe, like, share,
Comment.
comment. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Delicious meal, piggy belly.